And what is up, my magic malcontents? Risen Dragon here with another really fun deck tech. So, been trying to figure out what to do for a video lately, and I've come across a few decks involving Boros, which is red and white for you people who are new to the game. And both of those colors together are really strong. They've got some really great synergy with one another. Red with, aggression and burn, but also, white having some flexibility to it. So this deck centers around counters, and what I mean by that is around like +1/+1 counters, and also too, though, it centers around just being outright insanely aggressive, and there's a ton of synergy in this deck, so let's get into it. So as I said before, this deck really revolves around counters. Hopeful Initiate is one of those cards that taps into that. It has training, which means that whenever this creature attacks with another creature with greater power, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And you can tap 2 and a white and remove 2 +1/+1 counters from among creatures you control to destroy target artifact or enchantment. So that's a really versatile card. Hopeful Initiate, one of the more versatile cards in the meta right now, and I really, really like it. Kumano faces Kakazan. This is one we've seen before, and basically you cast it on the first turn. It deals 1 damage to a target opponent or to each opponent and each planeswalker. So, you don't really get to see that very much on the first turn, because generally speaking, you get this in your hand, and generally speaking, you cast it on the first turn. But this one does come with a nice little trick that I'm going to show you in a second. The second chapter is, of course, when you cast your next creature spell this turn, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Important. Then after the third chapter, we transform it, or we exile it, and it comes transformed to the battlefield under your control, and it becomes Etching of Kumano, and basically if a creature dealt damage this turn by a source you controlled would die, exile it instead. So really, really, really cool card to have. Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, again, at the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Again, when this card phases out, when this card rotates out in about 3 months, we're all going to be really, really, really sad, I think. But anyways, then we get into some spot removal. Abrade, which is instant speed, deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. We're also running Rip Apart. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, or we destroy target artifact or enchantment. Now this is at sorcery speed. So again, this one's a little bit slower, but it's a lot more flexible than Abrade. Okay, we're also playing Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And again, this is kind of a nice little techie card to have. And initially I was running like Wandering Emperor and stuff like that, but I was like, it really wasn't fast enough. And with this one, you create a 2/2 red shaman, goblin shaman token whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token, and then the second chapter is you may discard 2 cards, up to 2 cards if you do draw that many, and you exile it, and it comes into play. You tap 1 and you tap it itself, and you create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature you control, except it has haste, and then you sack it at the beginning of the next end step. We've done this a few times, but it gets really, really kind of cool. You can get really, really techie with this card. Now, we go back to this, and now we go into this, Shatter Skull Charger. This is a beast card. Just going to throw it out there. It's a beast card. Now, if it's kicked, it has a kicker of 2, and it's a 2 red and any other mana that you want. It has Trample and it has haste. It's a 4/3. Now, here's the thing. It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it if you kick it. However, at the beginning of your end step, if Shatter Skull Charger doesn't have a +1/+1 counter on it, return it to its owner's hand. This card, give this a +1/+1 counter. This card right here also does that too. We're going to get to that in a minute. Okay, but this card, a 5/4 on turn 3 with trample, really good card to have. Sunrise Cavalier, another tramply haster. If it's neither night nor day, it becomes day as Sunrise Cavalier enters the battlefield. Whenever day becomes night or night becomes day, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Again, with +1/+1 counters, it's really, really cool. Showdown of the Scalds. First one we do is we exile the top 4 cards of our library until the end of next turn. You may play those cards. In the next 2 chapters, whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Really kind of awesome card to have. Okay, and then we top it all off with Blade Historian. You really want to I don't understand why this card isn't played more often. Yes, it dies to removal. Every creature card dies to removal, just about, okay? But attacking creatures you control have double strike, okay? This deck, when it pops, it can go pop real fast. Real fast. We are running a few tech lands. We're running two Cave of the Frost Dragons, Den of the Bugbear. We're also running an Aganjo. We're running a Sokinzan, Crucible of Defiance. We're running a bunch of dualies. In our sideboard, we got some spot removal, Burning Hands, just in case we come across any green decks. Doomscar, in case we really want to get, sweep the board, burn down the house, and if we want burn, but not too much burn. But also, too, we're running a few Keen-Eared Sentries in case we're up against, we don't want to get targeted by stuff. And then Beaming Defiance to give us hexproof and some buff. But in any case, so this is a deck that when it pops really fast. It's a really fun deck to play. The season reset, we're back into silver, so we might be able to farm some games here. For those of you that are new to my channel, we do a best of 1 and then we do a best of 3, just so you can see how the deck performs in each of those environments. So without further ado, let's get to the games. We are against Kibagami for our best of 1 matchup. Okay, do we have any play here? Yeah, let's keep it. Because what we can do is we can at least go into this and then into that. We draw another red and we're in... Alright, not too bad. So we can throw down a Kumano. And we're not going to get the Shatter Skull out, but at least a Sunrise Cavalier is not too bad. Now we're getting the Shatter Skull down. Now we're getting the Shatter Skull down. In theory, we are. What in the world are we playing against here? Are we playing against a Kami deck again? Or the Kami War deck? Oof, that'd be rough. Alright, well, here we go. Joink, joink, boink. It's gonna get... No counter. Okay. Boom. Okay. That's gonna die, I think. Yeah, it's gotta be a Kami War deck. Look at all these colors that they have here. I remember I was playing around with shrines earlier. Sphere of Annihilation, of course. Alright, well, let's see. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that is an artifact. So we're gonna destroy that. Faux show, we're gonna destroy that. Boom. Heck yes. Heck yes, we're destroying that. And we're putting this down, and we are going to swing in, and boom. Boom. And what do they do now? That is a good question. That's why we run a Braid in this deck. Meat Hook. Okay, well, we need to take care of 1, but that's okay. Because what we do next is, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to do this. And they die. Okay, I mean, that just shows how fast this deck is. I think we're going to do a bonus best of 3. Yeah, let's do that. Bonus best of 3. No, bonus best of 1 coming up as we rank into silver. Tier 3. That's where my head was going. Bonus best of 1 coming up. We are against Grim. Grim. This night, I swear, I have been on the draw. I think pretty much every game I've played today, I've been on the draw. We're going to ship that. Yeah, we're going to keep this one. That may have been a bad keep. Because if we get into some of our removal early on, then we could be in good shape here. Yeah, that functions okay. Probably against a Vamps deck. I tried that vampire build with Kumano faces Kakazan. I tried that that vampire build, the Grixis vampire build, and it just doesn't work. It's not my style, and I was gonna do a whole video on it, and it's just not my style. Now we could be up against some counter magic here, so we're gonna throw down one of these just so they can see, just so we can see what we're up against. We could be like seeing a reject here. Against Grim. Yeah, make disappear. Okay. That's fine. Because what happens next is we go... Okay, it's a Rafine deck. Okay. Alright, well that's actually not too bad. Because what we can do is this. We can... Fable of the Mirrorbreaker. Kumano. We won't attack. They'll connive. And they'll probably throw down a Meat Hook Massacre because that's just my luck. Yeah, they'll connive. That's okay. And that's a real difficult card to get rid of because we don't have any really higher powered stuff. Okay, they get rid of another Rafine. Okay. So, we could do that, or we could just put down Blade Historian. But if they're running Make Disappear... If they're running Make Disappear... Yeah, this is going to be a tricky play here, because... This is going to be a very tricky play here, because we want to... Okay, well, that changes things. That changes things quite a bit here, I think, because... This, so, they're gonna kill that. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna discard any. We're gonna submit 0. We are gonna do this. Just swing. And with any, if they decide to throw down the Shipwreck Marsh, or not throw it down. Okay, well that adds a little less flexibility to our plan. Because we just throw down a Blade... Ooh, Kaya. Interesting. What does that do? Death Touch. Okay. Interesting. If one or more tokens would be... Oh! That's a fun interaction. That's a fun interaction. They gain Death Touch. That's interesting. So that connives again. You're going to be real sad if they tap down all of these when I throw down my Blade Historian. And even if I don't throw down my Blade Historian, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Okay, yeah. So guess what? You're dead. Watch this. I'm just going to say, just watch this. This is absolutely hilarious. They're not going to expect a Blade Historian coming down. Oh my goodness. Now watch this, kids. Oh. Aggro at its finest. At its finest. Oh, watch this. Watch. Oh, what beauty that is. Oh, Symphony of Destruction. Let's go to the best of 3. And we are against... We are Array. Or we're Array. We will play first. We will keep. This is a fantastic hand right here. Depends on what they play, though. We're going to go with Luminarch Aspirant. And they are running black, so more than likely we're... Oh, okay, well, fun. This stays. Okay, well, this could get fun. Need one more land and we're in business. Nice Lithoform engine. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. That's okay, though. Because what happens next, and we all know what happens next, is this comes down. That gets bigger. It gets double strike. And, yeah, good stuff. Skullpult Merchant. Eh? I twitch, eh? Alright, well. That's fun. Let's watch what happens next. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're actually going to destroy this. They'll probably fetch some sort of annihilation thing. But we shall see. Necrotic fumes. Oh, confront the past. Okay, well, we're just gonna buff up these two. And we're just gonna swing. And I'm okay with that. Now, they're down to 1. Do they have a blood on the snow? No, they just quit. Okay. Cool stuff. Well. So against, and I don't want to call that deck we just played inferior, but, you know, when you're playing against mono black, you gotta have some sort of, yeah, it's got to be kind of a quick deck, you know what I mean? So, although this deck would probably benefit from some spike field hazards, now that I think of it, but, Shambly boy, eh? Well, shall we go? Is a shambly boy. Alright, well, no, we're... okay, yeah, they're just gonna say we're fine with that. And I'm fine with just not doing anything this round. Because... Deadly Dispute. Okay, well, they're ramping into stuff, and that's totally fine by me. Totally fine. They'll probably throw down a Lolth. Invoke Despair, huh? Wow, turn 3 Invoke. Wow, okay, well. That is always fun. You know what's even more fun is this guy coming down. Boom. Sunrise Cavalier. Henrika. Okay, well, each player's gonna... Oh, no, just draw a card. Okay, cool. Well, Rip Apart's gonna do you wonders here, kid. Well, this comes down. That gets that. And boom! Fast, fast, fast deck. Just real fast deck. You know, there's no other way around it. We may need... Okay. The double eye twitch. Okay. Interesting. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do Shatter Skull Charger. Not with Kicker. Because what we can do is we can put that there. And just swing, swing. Both of those have trample, so lots are going to go through. They're going to get some cards from their sideboard, but that's okay. I think. We could be okay here. Because Fable comes down, Pest Swarming, Pest Summoning. What else do they pick? Why that? Blood on the Snow, I'm guessing, is coming next. Yep. Okay, well, so much for that idea. That comes back in. Okay. We chose that road. Alright, well, we do this. We create a gobbo. Onyx. Shambly boy. Alright, they're draining themselves for absolutely no reason. Okay, I'm fine with that. If they swing in, they're dead. Okay, they didn't. Okay, though, good for them. Alright, we're not discarding anything. In fact, if anything, we're doing this. Just gonna swing. Yeah, and they have to do that. And of course, we'll have to sack the Blade Historian. That's okay. You know, again, just this deck is just constant pressure. Meet Hooky. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, well. So they're gonna gain some life. That's alright. Pest Summoning. So they're going to gain more life. They're going to go ultimate with the... No, they can't go ultimate quite yet. Can't go ultimate quite yet. Den of the Bugbear. And guess what? Going down here. This is going to become a dragon, and we're going to swing in. And boom. Alright, well, now we're in business. This we may need to, they're down to 2, but they've got, we know we've got at least 6 life coming our way. And more than that now. And they'll gain a lot more than that. Yikes. Oof, that's rough. That is very rough right there. Taking some... I'd say they're taking some chances there, but... This... comes down. Alrighty. What can we do here? You know, I think we just throw down the Blade Historian. Because this way, if they decide to swing in with the... Ooh, that was actually a timely play, because they would have definitely done some nasty stuff there. And again, they're taking a huge chance with that, but I guess it makes up for it, because they've got the environmental sciences. And you can just start shipping stuff, yeah. So... Alright. However you want to play it, I'm okay with that. More blood on this snow. Okay. Well, I'm going to bring back that. Interesting. Alrighty. Well, you know what? We might, I might say good game here, because this with that, yeah, that's fierce. I mean, they got to us fairly early there, so let me just go to this next matchup. And do I want to put in Keen-Eared Sentry? Because let's go to this, because target opponent. Okay, so return to sideboard. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put 2 of these in. We're going to take out 2 of those. Just so we can, you know, they can't target us. And yeah, we're playing around it just for 1 card, but I'm totally fine with that. Okay, they had the mulligan. That's a good sign. Okay, and we're gonna do Hopeful Initiate. We've got a really bomb deal here. We got that one. That one's really good. Shambly boy. Boom. We're gonna do this. We're not gonna attack. We are not gonna attack. Okay. Well, let's go to the postmortem. So, as you can see, I mean, we're not running a lot of the new any new cards from New Capenna in this deck, and you know, sometimes it's good to go back to basics, I think. I mean, I think this deck is really solid, it's really versatile. Does Mirror Breaker fit? Yeah, it may not, but at least it gets us some stuff out there. And I really think that, you know, just the flexibility of this deck is just absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of great synergies. There's, you know, some spot removal. There's exiling. You know, there's just a bunch of fun stuff to play around with this deck. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please be on the lookout. I'm going to try to do, you know, about 2 videos a week now, mainly due to the fact that Summer vacation is upon us. I'm putting that in quotation marks, actually, because I'll be working summer camp for pretty much all of it. But anyways, excuse me. But anyways, I hope to get a few videos out, pretty quick succession. I think that, summer's a really great opportunity to do that. And really, this meta is just a lot of fun. I really like the new set. It's just pretty phenomenal. So in the meantime, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and as always, my magic malcontents, may all your draws be godlike, and may all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Enjoy the rest of your week.